Getting into the late afternoon here in South Carolina, and it is time for our women's pro doubles matchup of the Hilton Head Open. It's been a glorious few days, and it's coming down to this. Simone Jardim and Catherine Parento. Oh my goodness, Cameron Irwin alongside Dominic Catalano. They're facing off against Vivian David and Leah Jansen. This is a team out of the winner's side of the draw that is very deadly, and we all know about Simone Jardim. She's the #1 player in the world.
Absolutely, and you're going to look for that firepower, that commitment, and that veteran ability, and what she can do to force that game to 15 right here. She's not done. She's all smiles out here right now, but as soon as that ball gets tossed up on that first serve, she's all business.
So you have to pay attention to the Brazilian, the former tennis player and tennis coach. She is deadly, but who's she partnered with? Well, how about another tennis player turned pickleball pro?
Yes, Catherine Parento, her partner. No stranger to medal matches, a strength in her own. She is one of the best teachers out there right now, and she translates that right into her game. She preaches what she teaches.
You gotta love it. There's a look at Catherine Parento, and I always love too. You talk about her teaching. You can find that at CatherineParento.com. There you go, Catherine. I got your back.
There you go.
Just 27 years old, and she is also coached by her partner, Athena. They've been together now for 7 years, so you're going to see her in the coach's box as well. So a deadly duo there, and then of course, can't forget about the other side, Vivian David and Leah Jansen. Leah Jansen out of Washington. Here's a look at Vivian though, 24 years old. Currently out of Austin, Texas, just 5'3", but you wouldn't be able to tell that girl can play some pickleball.
No, absolutely, and I talked with her in the interview after the winner's bracket final when they beat Catherine and Simone earlier today, and talked about how she is small and she uses that to her advantage. She squats down and almost is below the net, so you have to speed up at her. She gets so low and gets on top of that ball. It's almost like an overhead on a speed up. It's absolutely incredible.
Well, and it's fun to watch her too defensively, some of the things that she can do. She always talks about how she is defensive minded, but now she's looking to counter a little bit more and maybe be more aggressive.
Absolutely. She used to be that kind of pusher we talk about, but now she's attacking every ball in that yellow area.
Attacking in the yellow area. As we head on over to her partner, as you can take a look, there's Leah Jansen on the left side. Out of Spokane, Washington. She was a Coug. Go Cougs. You got to get that. I went to Washington State too. So I got a little love there.
Had to get that in there.
And there's a look at her hometown Valley Ford, just 28 years old and #2 on the APP standings.
Yes, and Leah, again, another one, no stranger to the podium here on the APP Tour. One of the top females out here. Have a spot in my heart for Leah. Love how she plays. She is all business all the time, and that's what I love about her game. She is constantly trying to grind points out. She's never say die. And her and Vivian is almost complete opposite. Vivian always with that smile on her face, never looks frustrated. Leah does sometimes look frustrated, but I kid you not, she is one of the toughest, hardest, and best players on the court right now.
Toughest, that is true. As you take a look at where we are in the bracket. So we already had that winner's bracket final, and it is an actual rematch of our gold medal match because Jardim and Parento had to go down to the loser's bracket, pick up a win to then come back here into the gold medal match. So what does that mean in terms of our gold medal matchup? Well, David and Jansen just need a victory here, 2 out of 3 to pick up that gold, whereas Jardim and Parento, they have to pick up the 2 out of 3 as well as a game 2-15 or a match 2-15 to pick up the gold. We just saw it take place in our men's senior pro. Coming out of the loser's bracket, they weren't able to pick up the game to 15, but they did push it all the way to that 4th.
Yes, and if we're looking anything like the previous match, we're in for a good one here. Hey, we may be here late, Cam.
Oh, yeah, we're already under the lights. Might as well go for it.
Right, exactly. So we'll see what kind of game we have here.
And we're about to get underway. Simone Jardim will start us off. Nice speed up, and she finishes her own play.
Yeah, and you're going to look for that right away out of Jardim to try and fire herself up, get herself ready, and in this match early.
First point on the board for Simone and Parento. Quick exchange. Working the way back to the kitchen line. I love it. You just saw Vivian David play incredible defense and then finish with offense.
Absolutely. That's like living through a firing squad right there. And they come out on top of it.
The pace from Leia. Can't find the finesse after the first. My goodness, just in the first 3 to 4 rallies alone, you can see the pace of play for these 4 athletes.
I'm not going to say I'm biased. I do love me some high-level female pickleball. They play so hard, so fierce. The firefights are intense.
Working well outside the court is Leia Jansen. How about that? The dink winner, the dinner.
Wow, what a cross-court forehand dink from Catherine Parento. Vivian David doesn't even get a paddle on it.
The lob. Oh, and the counter again. Nice catch from Athena, the backcourt.
She didn't even flinch. Left hand up, I'll take that, toss it back.
That's a replay we need.
Yeah.
We got a fan cam somewhere? Oh, the hands of Simone.
That ball at her shins as she picks this ball up. Flips down the middle.
Well, and there's exactly what we're talking about with Vivian, her ability to drop down, not able to control that one.
And I think if she had another shot at that ball right there, she's going to let that go. Ball probably going out.
So quick work so far.
And what happens right there is Jardim gets so much topspin on that. If Vivian David doesn't counter that topspin and hits that flat, that ball's going to go out. And that's what Jardim is counting on.
Nearly able to dig that one back out is Parento. One of the best defensively. Right now we're seeing a heck of a lot of offense.
Yeah.
Firing are both of these teams. There's another fire from Leia Jansen.
This is like NBA Western Conference basketball, all offense. Where's the defense? Just all firefights, scoring, that's all we want.
Again, there's that slide from Vivian David.
Yeah, it's probably not the decision that Catherine Parento wants to make right there. She knew it. As soon as she hits that ball, she's like, it's not the right decision at that time. Ball so low.
And there again at the feet of Leia Jansen. Leia not quite able to get into that kitchen line yet. See a lot of drives from her so far. Staying a little bit more baseline.
Yeah, absolutely. And she needs to get in. That's where she attacks best from, is at that kitchen line. Just like that right there. But she steps back a little bit, but I'll take that on a ball that's up where she can clear a little space.
And there's the smile of Vivian David. Everyone's come to know and love. She's always got it on her face. Oh, she got what she wanted with the lob. Simone will lob from just about anywhere, whether it's a kitchen line, the baseline, or even in transition. That time not able to pick it up after the high ball off the top of Leia Jansen's paddle. Again, there's the drive of Leia. There's the inside out from Catherine Parento. She loves to do that on that left side. See her work to her forehand as that ball goes long. Nice leave from Simone Jardim.
Don't mind the decision from Leah Jansen to speed that up, but that can't be at that hard. It's got to be at about 75%, 70%. Back off it a little to keep that in play.
You see the high five, even though the error is had by Vivian David. She likes the way, or Leah Jansen likes the way Vivian comes across, tries to protect the middle. Playing the extra ball, Simone Jardim has gone out of bounds, but Catherine Parento nearly able to pick that up. They're playing the extra ball, but not able to pick up the rally.
That is absolutely incredible athleticism by Simone Jardim, and she is not 100% right now. She ends up, like you said, almost on court. What is that over there, 5?
Might have been court 80 at that point.
What a 1-2 punch there from Jardim as she goes middle, pinches Jansen to the middle, and then goes backside and gets her fully extended for the unforced error.
5-2. Somehow fights that one back over the net.
Vivian goes right back at Simone Jardim right there after she fought off the first one, and then she goes left hip on the next one and jams up Jardim. Good spot cross court there from Vivian David at the feet of Catherine Parento.
5-3. Rolling that one with some topspin with the drop. And again, from below her knees, that's Leah Jansen.
Yeah, it's a tough ball again. She has to take something off that to keep that in. But if she does, Catherine Parento is going to be all over that.
Couple errors now on the side of Simone and Parento. Speed up, and it changes sides. Incredible reactions.
Again, just Simone Jardim taking control and keeping Jansen and David back consistently.
However, they were able to pick up 2 points when ball was in hand.
Oh, a little bounce in her step. You watching Simone Jardim right here, Cam?
She looks good.
Yeah,
she's feeling good.
She is bouncing all over the place right now.
This is a woman that has been dealing with several injuries. As of recent, she was telling me about it yesterday, and she also posted about it on social media. Simone Jardim, you can see the tape up her leg there, as I'm pretty sure Catherine might have broken a shoelace, as there's an adjustment made.
Yep.
She had some PRP injections into her hip, dealing with some hamstring issues as well. But a true fighter and a true lover of the game is Simone Jardim. Oh, Leah Jansen coming all the way to the right side as her partner got stuck in the back. Looking for the poach. So at 8-4, they're going to take a Jigsaw Health hydration break. Parento needs to find potentially a new shoelace.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, yeah, she definitely tossed her shoelace over here. But what needs to happen is Jansen and David need to slow down Simone Jardim right now. She is completely engaged in every single point. It's a different Jardim than we saw in the winner's bracket final. It wasn't that she was passive in the winner's bracket final. It's just she wasn't this active. She has come out firing with everything she's got right now to come back and force that game to 15.
Well, also important to note, we saw her play at an incredible level just last night as she picked up the gold in mixed pro doubles as well, alongside her partner J.W. Johnson, who we will also be seeing in the men's pro doubles final coming up next after this. But we got a long way to go in this women's pro doubles matchup, the gold medal match. Michelle Esquivel still doing her job, and you got to love her for it.
Yeah, you just like a good slow clap, Cam.
Always. Stuck at the baseline, still trying to work their way in. Net giving them a little help.
Good finish there from Leah Jansen. She was having none of that backhand to forehand winner.
And another aggressive dink from Catherine Parento. That's her second where it's really been pushing the pace and found it as a winner.
Yeah, she's pushing that sideline and pulling Leah Jansen completely out of bounds there. Great job by Parento.
There's the lob. And again, the poach from Leah. This time, it's on the second.
Yeah, great forehand put away here from Leah Jansen. She steps completely in the middle, almost telling Vivian, hey, back off, I got this. We'll finish this and get this side out here.
Playing some defense and countering in the transition zone pays off.
And watch Jansen here, gets the high ball that she can get on top of, but see, she kind of cuts and leads with the pinky instead of leading with the finger, with the pointer finger, or index finger.
Side out, Parento and Jardim. And again, right at the body of Simone.
And it's, if you're going to go anywhere, you need to attack, and I don't care who you are, attack body. It's nothing personal, just business, right? If you hit someone in the chest, hey, so be it. You're playing for money here, but don't let your opponent extend their arms.
Oh, what an angle. Leah Jansen.
Ball ends up in row 4.
That's not even the first. Check out where she hits this. Beautifully placed. There's no getting that back. Another side out and a good hold. Looking for the ATP. Not finding the sideline, though. That ball finds the green instead.
Yeah, it's tough, and she tried to cut that with her backhand instead of roll over the top of that. Very hard on the backhand side to cut around the post and keep it in.
Shot right at the face. Simone's still smiling, though. She knew it was coming, but couldn't get her paddle there.
Yeah, she knew it was coming. Either trying to get her paddle on or trying to just get out of the way.
High bounce. You knew that was going to spell trouble.
Yeah, that's tough. It was all she could do right there. At least she forces Jansen and David to hit another ball. So good there is Jarjim on that little backhand flick right there at the body of Vivian David.
We're still sitting at 9-4. And out of it finally, getting a 5th point.
Wow, just finding the vacated area. Watch David come over and they end up in I formation, unfortunately.
Don't think that's a formation you want to be in.
No, not at all.
There it is. There's the half speed.
That's exactly right. It's a perfect spot because pull Jarjim sideline, not able to recover fast enough and flip middle. It's a great setup.
Not very many people would speed up that counter right there.
No, not at all. Jarjim does though, and that's why she's the best.
Game point now. 10-4. And there it is, game number 1, going the way of the number 1 seed, Jarjim and Parento, 11-4. Very, very clear victory for those two. They've got to find another game to push it. We'll be back right after this Jigsaw Health hydration break.
Go again, until you strike just right, until the ball sings, until the other guy blinks, until the court's clear, and the sun sets, until you see it in your sleep, and wake up swinging. Go again, till you can't miss, until you can't lose. Go again, and again.
At my age, I get to spend even more time with family and friends and do the things I love. It's also that time when you get to look into more serious things, like Medicare. And maybe you'd like to spend hours on end researching every available option. I wanted someone who could guide me through the process. To compare plans in your area, visit eHealth's website or call one of eHealth's licensed insurance agents today.
Welcome back to the Hilton Head Pickleball Open, a part of the USA Pickleball National Championship Series. We already have Simone Jarjim and her partner Catherine Parento picking up game 1. They're coming out of the losers bracket, so they have a bit more work to get done if they want to pick up the gold. Vivian David is serving. Leah Jansen with the driven third.
Oh, Parenteau just turns that around instantly and counters it beautifully.
We've seen a lot of that from Leah. She's pretty much driven, I would say, what, 60% of her thirds?
Yeah, if not more. She's trying to overpower everything right now, and that's what she found in the winner's bracket final. I talked with them about that in that interview. Is it looked like they exposed the middle a little bit, and she said, yeah, she goes, if you're going to go anywhere, why not go there to start? And it worked for them.
So already a better start into game 2. Teams have changed ends in between games. And we are now officially playing in the darkness underneath the lights. And it does mess with your eyes just a little bit. It's a little bit of a different effect having the darkness behind you. We had a rain delay earlier that we had to wait on. So we've still got plenty of pickleball to come. Men's pro doubles gold medal match coming after this. My goodness, you gotta love Vivian David's two-handed backhand attack.
And the cover, look where Leah Jansen was right there. She's out of bounds completely. David's like, you can stay there now. I got you.
The teamwork is all about, again, there's another drive. Working her way, beautiful drop right there. Tough ball, well placed. Oh my goodness. Talk about ball movement. I think this pickleball hit every inch of that kitchen.
And just the coverage and work out of transition area from Jansen and David, incredible.
Another lob. Ball is long.
These four ladies are locked in right now. They are not missing much on any side of the court right now.
How about the turnaround, too? You get beat 11-4 in the first, and you come back with a 4-point start.
Short-term memory.
Gotta love that mentality. Make it 5. Simone's shaking her head. There's a drive again. And again, you talked about it, Dom, the middle ball.
Yeah, and Leah Jansen's exposing it right now. And unlike game 1, what you're seeing Leah Jansen do is she's driving that ball from the baseline, but now she works her way up and she's dropping the next. So she's made that in-game adjustment. Instead of just rip city, she's driving and dropping.
And getting a little luck, too, from the top of the net.
I'm surprised we have no timeout here from Jardim and Parenteau. I would have called one maybe at 5. But they've let this get all the way to 7. It looks like they're just going to try and fight through this and weather the storm.
Great volley there from Leah. Again, they're working that backhand side. Oh, and the roller. But that ball is out of bounds. Yeah, looking for the ATV. Catherine smiling.
She spiked it into the ground.
Yeah.
Watch this, she hits it straight down. She got off balance a little bit. Still no timeout.
8-0. Could they pickle?
It's in play.
What a dig. Oh, and that's very aggressive there from Simone.
You talk about weathering that storm, and that storm is Hurricane Leah Jansen right now. She is all over the place, Cam. She's got every shot in the arsenal in this second game. So drive to drop. And just working
Again.
her way in.
10-0. And yes, exactly. Hand on the head. Frustrating for Georgine and Parento, but that's just what happens sometimes in pickleball.
Yeah.
The games change so drastically, even at the highest level. Oh, and the first error we've seen.
Yeah,
And that was just the first server.
I know, I was just going to say, and now on the other side, you're like, oh, we fought that up. Oh, another serve? How many serves do they get?
Oh, and they get the ball back. So a side out. Can they avoid the pickle?
And so we talked earlier about trying to gain some momentum, and that's what Georgine and Parento need to do right now, is try and gain some momentum for game 3. Get a couple here. Work some points. Get into your rhythm. But Leah Jansen is not allowing that to happen.
Great placement from Leah. She's moving the ball around beautifully. And there's the side out very quick. Just a few rallies to get the ball. And game point for David and Jansen. There's the drop they were looking for. So beautiful. And she catches it for the finish. Leah Jansen is on fire. And she's paired off with the perfect Vivian David as well. How about the finish for game number 2? One apiece now. We'll be back after this Jigsaw Health Hydration break. Game 3 coming up shortly.
To change the game, you have to change how you see the game. And we promise, you've never seen the game like this before.
And welcome back to the Hilton Head Open. It is a packed house here on Championship Court as we head into game number 3 for women's pro doubles. And there they go. You got the crowd all sorts of rowdy. We have our captain cheerleader, Randy, in-house, getting everybody ready to go of the APP Hilton Head Pickleball Open. We've had an incredible couple days already at the Palmetto Dunes. Tennis and pickleball. Game 3 underway. Leah Jansen is just unstoppable. And Dom, we were talking about it in between games 2 and 3 in that Jigsaw Health Hydration break. And it's like fire and ice for these two. Leah Jansen and Vivian David, they're a phenomenal combination. The intensity of Leah and the smiling assassin, Vivian David.
Yes, exactly. You know, it is that fire and ice, that yin and yang between the two of them that balance each other out.
And also their play, too. A little bit of an attacker versus a defender. There's the defense of David.
It's the Lannisters and the Targaryens from Game of Thrones right there. Combined together, it's lethal.
Able to change the pace of Simone Jardim. There's Vivian sliding to her left.
And it's exactly like you said, Cam, right there. She moves her feet and gets around that forehand rather than just staying there and getting jammed up.
1-0-2.
Just such a good ball there from Vivian David. She shocks Parenteau that she's actually going to attack this ball. But the squat position that Vivian David gets in allows her to attack that low ball.
Speaking of attacks, there's Simone Jardim. Now 7:20 p.m. Eastern Time Zone. We'll be playing pickleball late into the evening. Can't get enough of it.
Jansen looking for that middle again. She says that she's there.
Simone frustrated with herself. Trying to come back from that pickle. 11-0, that score bug is correct. Everything going the way of Jansen and David in game 2. Wind picking up as well.
David getting the bounce off the top of the tape to her advantage, throws Parenteau off just a little bit.
And she continues to attack straight up the line.
And what she's doing too is she's attacking at the hips, right? So watch this attack here from David. She attacks right at that right hip. And so it's such a hard position to do anything with. So Parenteau's having an issue getting around that ball fast enough. She needs to anticipate it just a hair quicker.
speaking of anticipation, she was there but not able to make the play as Vivian David from the speed off of Jardim. And that's a second off of Simone Jardim we've seen where the speed up is, or excuse me, the drive is coming at her, and that long ball from the kitchen line. Make it the third. This time she made an adjustment, but short.
Yeah, exactly. And what she did too right there is she ended up stopping about 3 feet behind the kitchen line. So that's a tough place to be and do anything with the ball right there, especially when you're trying to just block that.
Incredible defense again, David. Slapping that is Jansen.
Jardim doing a great job to stay in that point. She had gotten pulled left and right as far as she could.
It's a high bounce off that topspin serve. Jigsaw health hydration break now happening for the ladies, as there is a timeout called for the number 1 seed.
Yeah, Jardim and Parento calling that, more Jardim calling that instantly right after she hit that ball into the net.
So if you're just joining us, it's also important to note Jardim and Parento are actually coming out of the loser side of the bracket. So if they want to pick up the win, they're going to have to push not only this third game, but also going to another match, 1 game to 15 after this. However, as it stands, David and Jansen are sitting very pretty in this third game to pick up the gold right after this.
Oh, we got a little queen.
We changed it up. Michelle Esquivel still in the crowd. I don't know. She might be co-cheerleading captain with Randy.
Yeah, absolutely. No. I think she's the captain.
She's the captain.
Randy is her assistant.
Okay, I like it. He's a JV captain.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
This is something we haven't seen much of, a cross-court dink battle. Oh, both reaching for the middle ball.
Yeah, and I'd like to see Vivian David back off that a little bit. That is on the angle to Jansen and to her forehand.
And a beautiful shot puts Simone Jardim on the ground as she tried to get out of the way, but it lands inbound. Simone back up on her feet. We're checking our score. I believe it is 1-4. And they go back to the cross-court battle. And again, my goodness, Vivian David is now showing up big time in game number 3 with shots like this.
Watch right at the hip again. She is hitting that same spot so consistently.
And tit for tat, Simone.
It's like deja vu. Like the last time she did that to Catherine, Catherine gave that right back to her again. And Vivian tried to get on top of it and couldn't do it.
There's the drive. There's the drop, like you said, Dom. And nearly another dink winner. I think they thought that ball was going to bounce just a bit higher than it did.
That was a great full sprint lob by Vivian David in the middle of that point to keep them alive.
Oh, and the opposite. That's a shot we have not seen much in our coverage. Kind of that speed up into the angle and right at the head of Leah Jansen.
Yeah, and she's not able to completely get a good paddle on that ball. Ends up in the net.
Again, the same thing this time. Vivian David, she still likes to attack right at Simone, this time into the angle as well. It sets up beautifully. Parenta with 2, and she nearly gets that backhand forehand.
So I think Vivian touched that.
Oh,
so
did she?
They got the point there.
I gotcha.
Yeah. I wasn't sure.
It's hard to see.
Yeah.
3-5.
The hands of these ladies to keep these balls in play and then counter attack too at the same time. Leah Jansen, Vivian David just feeling it right now.
5-3-1 and the side out. High bounce, and you knew that was going to be attacked. Inbounds. A great serve leads to this.
Clearly in right there, and the end change goes to in favor of David and Jan, game number 3.
At 6-3, and you have to love on those shallow ones, the high ball and the aggressiveness from Leah Jansen.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking for on that serve, she has a very aggressive serve. She has her version of the spin, and so she's looking to get a little kick or a short return like that right. Cam, we were talking about that last night. We got to play little rec games last night, and before we came out, we were talking about that, you know, a third ball that's short. Well, if it's short and low, drop that back in because it's very hard to attack that. But a third shot on your return, it's short and in transition area is high and pops up. Come at that just like Leah Jansen did right there.
Great recognition. That's a lot of the difference you'll see with 4-0 to 4-5, 5-0 players, their ability to kind of decipher those attack and what works best against the opposing team. That one gets a little bit of a line bounce there. And fighting that off the line. A couple line bounces too. It's crazy how the ball travels when it hits the.
Yeah, absolutely. And what you're seeing too, a difference if you watch the last match in the senior men's pro, watching these ladies dink with a purpose. And they have an idea. They have an idea of what they want to do with it.
EP defended. Balls doesn't go for the ATP yet.
Look at these dinks, low, hard, deep in the kitchen.
Control up until that last one. Again, Leah trying to attack there.
But I like the idea of what thinking to do right there. She saw on the last dink, Simone had to back up and wasn't complete the kitchen. She was trying to go back at her and force her to block a ball from 3 feet behind the kitchen.
There's that low squat again from Vivian David. It's incredible in and out of that and still be able to move. I think if I got that low, I wouldn't be getting up for a win.
Be stuck.
I didn't think you could get that low.
No, not anymore.
Great cross-court shot from Simone Jardim.
Yeah, she surprised Jansen right there going to that spot. Because we talked about that earlier, it's a cross-court attacks, right? And so she forces Jansen to play that ball where she wasn't expect to play a ball like that.
Again, there's the middle attack. That's what works so well in game number 2 in Jansen.
A nice little run there from Parento and Jardim. They won here in game number 3.
Again, Vivian David on display. She had 2 of these.
Yeah, there was one. And now watch this. Watch how low she gets. Wow, right knee ground as she hits that. That was forced by Leah Jansen pinching middle right there. Catherine Parento picked up on Jansen coming there and tried to be perfect and hit that ball and overhits it.
Sometimes pressure applied even off ball. Full Saya. And a couple out calls, but still played. So another point for David and
Jansen really committed on that. You see the sprint to the kitchen line in the middle of that point. She was all out.
9-5 now. Still first serve. Oh, what a dink. And the roller. What a rally. Just fine. That's going to bring us to championship point. 10. And the winner online. Ungettable. The number 2 seed, Wild, David and Jansen. Take it.
I mean, end it right there. Big forehand from Leah Jansen down the line. They take down some of Jim and Catherine Parento not only once but twice today to earn that gold medal.
To change the game, you have to change how you see the game. And we promise, you've never seen the game like this before.
In the Franklin Pickleball studio with Leah Jansen and Vivian David after their gold medal victory over Simone Jardim and Catherine Parento. Ladies, not only did you beat them in the winner's bracket final, you come back and you beat them in the gold medal match. A little bit of a slow start in game one. They come out 11-4. Then it was just like a light switch went on with you two, and Leah, you came out like you had fire in your eyes, and you guys take game 11-0, game two, and then going into game three, all that momentum, you just continued that. What was the difference, though, between game one and game two?
I think the way I play, there's high risk, high reward, and I was just missing a lot. I was putting a little bit too much on them. So once we had the wind against us and I took a little pace off, then we were able to get in our rhythm.
And it seemed like, too, in that first game, you would kind of double up, triple up on the drive. And then all of a sudden in game two, you went drive to drop.
Yeah.
And you worked your way in and then used that aggressiveness. And then, Viv, you were just there constantly for those and getting in that squat position. We kept pointing it out. You just kept getting so low and on top of everything, and there's no counter for it. You know, when that's going so well, how are you feeling?
I mean, I was quite shocked. It was a nice feeling.
No, absolutely. And when you have someone like Leah playing next to you, we said it on the live stream, it's like fire and ice, you know. Leah, you got that fire in your eyes. Vivian's over there just, cool as ice. Just, I'll do whatever you do with me, Leah. Just tell me what to do. Show me where to go. I'll go and I'll cover. And that's exactly what happened. And when you're playing with someone like that, Viv, Leah's so active, and you're not the supporting role, but you're there to clean stuff up. How confident does that make you?
What exactly?
How confident does it make you when Leah's playing that well?
Oh my goodness, I just feel like if she needs me, just holler, I'm here. But you go ahead, take charge.
Viv's forehand flip, I felt like was a huge help in game three. That's what really kind of got us ahead and going.
And that leads me right into the next question. Perfect, Leah. You can be next to me next time. But it is that flip, and you hipped up Catherine and Simone 4 or 5 times, and they had no answer for it. What did you see that made you start to do that?
The first time it worked, so I'm like, hey, why not keep doing it?
And it did 4 or 5 times. It jammed them up, and you just kept going back to it, and it was just successful.
Well, it's also a hard ball because it's a lower ball, and normally you're expecting the ball to be a little higher, so you can't really counter that because it's lower. Mm-hmm. I know I hate it when people do that to me.
So beat them to the punch, right? That's exactly it. Well, hey, ladies, congratulations. Gold medalists here at the APP Hilton Head Pickleball Open. We appreciate you guys being here. Great job. Leah, wonderful job. I mean, I love seeing that fire in your eyes again. Awesome job. Congratulations.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll be on Championship Court. Men's Pro gold medal match. J.W. Johnson, Dylan Frazier taking on Callan Dawson and A.J. Kohler. Don't want to miss that one coming up next.